is a bullshit match.
Say you love me, lie to me, sweet. Double R stitched in my seat.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jesse from Brooklyn City FC. Finally drying out. The sun is actually coming out. It's warming up a little bit. The suffering is now over as just a cold rain-soaked weekend is coming to an end. We literally finished our last game a couple hours ago down in Pennsylvania. So jam-packed with soccer, in addition to being just completely soaked from head to toe. I can speak for all of our players and staff, but a ton of stuff to talk about. So we'll dive right into that in a minute. First, I'm going to touch on global football quickly. As you know, the Premier League came to an end. Dramatic fashion, Tottenham won the relegation battle and avoided being pushed down to the championship. So unfortunately, West Ham has to take that honor. On the top end, Arsenal had already clinched. It was a bit of a foregone conclusion, a little anticlimactic. A bunch of clubs grabbed European slots for the first time in a while, and Chelsea, in dramatic fashion, missed out altogether after winning the Club World Cup last summer. So, kind of interesting turn of events for them as Xabi Alonso takes over for next year. On the women's side, as I've been mentioning every week, the Champions League final, Barcelona won that comfortably over Lyon. So again, just another fantastic women's squad out there in Barcelona. High quality, always among the best in the world, if not the best. So great stuff by them. Congrats to them. And to bring it back to domestic action, we'll start on the women's side. Gotham FC had a couple CONCACAF W Champions Cup matches. One against, which they unfortunately fell in both. First one to Club America, 4-1. That was earlier last week. And then fell 3-0 to Pachuca on Saturday. So they'll be looking to put that behind them, obviously, and get back into NWSL League play. On the men's side, we had NYCFC falling 2-1 to Nashville, and then the Red Bulls winning 2-1 versus Sporting KC. And then back home in Brooklyn, it was actually an away match, but Brooklyn FC fell 4-1 to Rhode Island in the USL Championship. So to bring things back home to Brooklyn City FC, we had a huge match on Saturday night in the driving, pissing rain out at Brooklyn College. Our first home match at our new home venue. It's fantastic to be out there and an awesome facility to be able to host at. Unfortunately, the game did not go our way at all. Not sure exactly what happened, but we did fall 7-0 to Excelsior New York. Strong squad on both collectively and on an individual level. Quite a few strong players all around the pitch, and just wasn't our day. So, as we've been discussing, we just put that game behind us. Looking forward to 8 more matches in the league for clubs, and we'll be back out at Staten Island on Sunday for our next home match, which will be hosted at Wagner College versus Mid-Oval again, our second time facing Mid-Oval. We fell 3-1 to Mid-Oval in our season opener a few weeks ago, so I know the guys are looking forward to getting back out on the pitch and putting last Saturday's match behind us. Other than that, we're quiet on the Cosmopolitan League front. We do have a huge match, a promotion playoff this Sunday as well. Honestly, one of the biggest matches in our club history, chance to progress to the final. And if we win that, if we did progress and win that, we would be promoted to Division 1. So fingers crossed, a few steps we need to take, but looking forward to that match on Sunday. And on the women's side, completely quiet this weekend. And then we have a huge weekend coming up with both WPSL 2 and WPSL matches away on the women's side, as well as a final NIM whistle final league match of the season. So big weekend ahead on both the men's and women's side, as we hopefully hope towards warmer, clear weather for our weekend matches. On the youth side, a ton of stuff to go over. I'll start with our teams that traveled down to the FC Delco tournament, which is in Eastern Pennsylvania. Massively successful weekend. We had 4 teams going down there. After, I think it was Saturday, the first 7 or 8 games, we were undefeated across all matches. Then the competition caught up to us a little bit, but I'll start on the girls' side. Our 2011 girls had kind of a tight roster, but was able to survive and get through to the semifinal undefeated, and then fell 1-0 in the semifinal to Long Island Soccer Club. But a great showing, great effort, competitive effort by our 2011 girls. I think we fell a little bit to attrition with some injuries in that last game, leaving us a bit short. But on the boys' side, a massively successful weekend as well. Start with our 2012s, which is our U14s. Won their first 2 games on Saturday, and then unfortunately, their tournament bracket was canceled due to conditions on grass fields. So I had to go back home after 2 wins, I guess an unofficial victory, you could say, within their bracket. But I'm glad they had at least a great day on Saturday. Moving right up, our 2010-11 combined squad had a fantastic tournament. It was a showcase format with 1 match per day. They finished at the top of their table, won their bracket out of, I don't remember, 6, 7, 8 teams in that bracket, but undefeated on the weekend, and just I believe with 3 wins, if I'm not mistaken. So fantastic showing by our 2010-2011 combined squad and Coach Mergum. A lot of hard work being put in all year, and it's great to see it pay off. And then finally, our 2009 boys, those are our U17s. Started strong with a win in the first match, had a narrow defeat in the second match, and then another narrow defeat today to finish 3rd in their table, I believe. But a very strong showing from our 09 boys and Coach Steven. So very proud of them and their representation of Brooklyn City down there in Pennsylvania. Back home in Massapequa, I believe we had 7 teams in the Massapequa Memorial Day tournament. As always on the youth side, as I say every week, mixed results, though we were able to capture some tournament titles. We had our U9 boys coming out on top. We had 2 teams in the U10, 2 different brackets. Both made the final. One fell narrowly, and the other was able to win their bracket and won the championship. So great stuff all across the board on the for our 2016 boys, which is the U10s. Our U11s and U12s both had strong showings as well, although couldn't quite make it to their final. And our 2016, which is our U10 girls, a very strong showing as well, and one of the higher brackets that we were in across the board. Did not make the final, but played extremely well. And our 2012 and 13 girls had a tough weekend as far as results, but were extremely competitive and really did well with a kind of a short roster as well on their end. So great stuff by them with Coach Amy and the U10 girls, Coach Sophia, and all of our boys teams with Coach Kamar, Coach Jorge, AJ, and Dapo. So great stuff across the board. We will be back to league play next weekend for the final 2 weeks of the league seasons. This is the time of year when we will be wrapping up youth seasons, ramping up the semi-pro summer seasons, continuing to get youth tryouts out, still open for tryouts on that front, and getting ready for summer camps on the youth side. So ton of stuff going on at all times within the club as usual. And we will have a lot to talk about on Friday's weekend preview. So we'll see you then. Take great care and have a great week.
Say you love me, lie to me, sweet. Double R stitched in my seat. Powder footprints falling off my feet.